The majority of players are now getting ready for Wilds of Eldraine, which leaves LGSs and other retailers with a dilemma. What to do with Commander Masters, the sealed product. The price wars are happening right now at local distribution level, trying to figure out how to unload these products and get them off the books. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at some of the sales strategies that stores are using, as well as what you can expect about those Amazon dumps. Commander Masters is a race to the bottom, and you're all invited. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. Before we start today's video, if you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification bells. I upload content each and every day, and we love to see new comments in the comment section, guys. It's great to have that conversation of Magic alive and well here on the channel, getting everyone's opinions out there and having a lively debate. Now, Commander Masters is a product of contradictions. It's an amazing product at a very poor price point that was rejected by the players. But a lot of LGSs didn't have the opportunity to look at this product, of course. No spoilers, no nothing. They were stuck buying it. They had to buy it beforehand, thinking it was going to be something great. I mean, Lord of the Rings totally got people thinking it was going to be a great year. And then this product came along at a bad price point, and players rejected it. Orders were canceled. Stores were rebelling. Some stores have already closed. And of course, the fear of an Amazon dump. We'll get to that later. And now we're stuck with this product because Wilds of Eldraine is around the corner, and a lot of players are already looking forward to other sets down the road that they're not even thinking about Commander Masters, at least not as a sealed product. Now, when you're looking at this product at $500+, you have to ask, what's an LGS going to do? What are the strategies they're going to do to get this off the shelf? Well, most of you guys have probably been to your LGS, and you probably asked some of them, like, what are you going to do with all this product? Let's face it, you can't get rid of it quickly. Nobody's buying tons of boxes. So you're stuck kind of slowly sifting it out, either as prizes at pre-release parties or as giveaway prizes in some of your events. And then at the odd point, maybe you're giving away cheaper packs. You're lowering your price point to get things out the door. You're trying to find a way to offload it into secondary, as secondary players, secondary investor stores, people who can take some of that extra product while you take a bit of a loss. And then everyone's thinking about when an Amazon dump may come along. When will this product, if ever, hit that market space and cause a collapse? And what is the price point it's going to take to start making this product move? Well, that's interesting because we all joked on this channel last week, and we had that conversation saying, what price do you think it should be? Most people were around the 210 to 250 mark. And if you take a look on TCG Player, and that's US prices, by the way, US prices, guys, $267 some odd on TCG Player, you'll see tons of boxes have started to move for set and draft boxes. Things are starting to move with these massive reductions in prices. Now, if we go ahead and take a look on something like Amazon.com, but last week it was like $174 for a collector box, and now they're up to $195. There's a bit of a rebound. Now, we know when we took a look at the set booster boxes, those things were $400+. Well, now they're like 35% off. And look, it's not moving a lot, but there are sales happening. Then when you take a look at the, of course, draft booster boxes, 24 packs again, they're at $250. And again, you're starting to see things move. And of course, don't get me started on the Commander decks, because those have been selling very well all along. Even at this price point, even at higher price points, those are still selling. And a lot of places they're sold out. So I want you to take a minute and think about that. That's a major thing like Amazon, third-party sellers selling on the website, but the product is moving. At $250 US, the product is starting to move. But of course, that's in the USA, the good old USA. You know what we get in Canada? We get nothing. Other places around the world, we don't get discounts like this. We don't even get the opportunity. Let me show you this. This is going to get a little bit scary, so bear with me. Here is a local LGS here in Canada. And this one here is got for $349.99 per collector booster box. Okay? Think about what you just saw in the US one. Right? Think about that US price of $195. So even with a price changeover, you're talking $240, $250 Canadian. This is the price Canadians have to pay, and other places around the world, the UK, Australia. You guys know how much you're paying for these boxes. They are so much higher than what we're paying in the USA. Now, when you're taking a look at set booster box here, This is a local store, $5.99. Now, this is where things get a little bit more tricky. Let me show you one more from the same local store. And this one here is $4.69 for the draft box, okay? Still really high prices. But if you've got cash flow, if you have the ability of having a large enough store that you have ways of moving cash around, that you can take the hit because you're moving so many other products, or you've moved so many singles, this is where smaller market spaces like a small LGS can't even compete. They're stuck at the price they're stuck at, and they got to find a way to move it, again, with prizes, selling individual packs very slowly over time. But if you're a bigger store, this is what a bigger store can do. Take a look at this, guys. Here we've got the draft boxes for $4.29, already cheaper. You've got individual packs selling. And then when you go down to other areas of that same store, okay, and you go look at this one here, the collector box is already $50 less than the store I just showed you, and this is all in Toronto. The set booster boxes are $100 cheaper at this store as opposed to that other store I showed you. And I'm not naming names in this case. I don't think it's necessary. I'm just showing you guys the point that depending on where you shop and depending on the cash flow firepower of that particular store, they can still make the products move, or at least lower those prices and take the hit, make $1 a box and still hopefully move a few boxes. And that's where they can end up at least clearing the inventory out and moving on to the next product like Wilds of Eldraine and other sets coming up. I know I've started to see a lot of people now talking about Wilds of Eldraine and moving forward, but then you have to think about what's going to happen with these boxes. Most stores, they don't care if they got 2 or 3 boxes, even a smaller store, 2 or 3 boxes laying around for a very long period of time, maybe selling the odd pack here or there. That's not bad. It's a little bit of cash flow over a very long period of time, 1 or 2 packs a month, 1 pack a month. At least it's slowly exiting that inventory stage. It's when nothing sells that you have to worry. Now, bigger stores, though, that open, 200 boxes at release, 300 boxes at release to get the singles, and still have a couple hundred boxes on the books, they start to worry because their cash flow gets tied up. And the biggest stores have a little more flexibility. They've got reserves. They've got other ways of generating cash with a big enough reserve that they can take those hits and move them at discount to get them off their books. This is a crazy scenario that nobody wanted to see, but it puts the buyers in the driver's seat. It puts you, the player, in the driver's seat, deciding which product at which price point you're willing to engage with. Are you going to wait for the Amazon dump, which probably will be coming somewhere around November, that I can tell? Judging what I've seen the last few times, you're looking at late October, early November. They want to see if anything moves after Wilds of Eldraine, and they want to see moving up toward Ixalan, is anything going to happen, and then they'll dump it off the books, is my best guess that I've seen from what I've been putting together. So somewhere in late October to mid-November is where I would expect to see an Amazon dump of some type if it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it can't happen later, doesn't mean it can't happen sooner, but that would be the most likely place to put it in, getting ready for the holiday season, but leaving enough lagway and leeway to make people think they've got time to regenerate their cash flow closer to Christmas. Like, oh, it's only going to cost $200 a box. Yeah, I'm going to get 2 of these boxes because I got enough time and 1 or 2 more paychecks until I get into the Christmas season. That's what I'm thinking would be a good strategy and marketing move for an Amazon dump style thing if they need to get off the books before Q4. Crazy stuff, guys. Now, when we're taking this and looking at a longer scheme of things, do I think Wizards of the Coast has learned from this? I do. They've had Commander Legends Baldur's Gate. If it had just been a $99 set or $110 set, $120 set, nobody would have complained. But instead, they hired the price point. Those dragons were super hard to get, the ancient dragons, and it just didn't go well, even though some of the individual cards are great. The same thing when we're looking at Commander Masters. The set is good. There's lots of great cards players want to get their hands on, but they're not willing to open the product at that price point, which leaves it in the hands of everyone else to decide what to do. But the players are deciding what to do. They are saving their money. They are getting ready for the price points they choose to engage in. I think that's why we've seen an increase in some of the single sales we've been seeing, because there's no reason to buy the box. And I think Wizards has learned from this. I think this will go back to them at some point in some kind of weird conversation with the actuarial group as well as your marketing teams and say, where did we fail? Why did we fail? And how can we roll this back? So they can do tricky things. They can do shrinkflation. They can say, hey, this box is only $199, but it's only 18 packs, right? That's just a shrinkflation. If you added those extra packs, it would still be $300 and something, right? They can do things like that players, I'll make you guys know, but I would make people aware of that as it came up because I hate shrinkflation as a general rule. I'm looking at my bacon packs just keep shrinking over and over the years, and it drives me insane. I feel the same way about Magic cards. You don't want shrinkflation. You got to pay attention to the marketing gimmicks they're going to try, and you want to look at the best value for dollar when choosing to engage in the product line you want to get into. If you're a player who likes Commander and you want to get into Commander Master cards, singles are definitely the best route to go. But if you have a little bit of a crack addiction, sure, open a pack or two, have a little bit of fun, but try to get them at a good, reasonable price, especially if we see price reductions like this at your local stores, guys. Always keep an eye out. Try to support your LGS if you can, and try to make sure you're having a good time enjoying the game and having fun with it, because that's what it's there to do. And yes, do I think the cards should have secondary market value, at least have some? Yes. I do think there should be some value to the cards, or what's the point of collecting them, right? It's just where I stand on this, because if it's just another card game, it's kind of boring. You like to know that you have some trade-up value, some cards have value. I really hope Wizards gets a reprint strategy in place that gives us a little bit of space between sets and allows cards to recover a bit. Either way, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Slam some stuff down. Let me know what you're thinking out there and what you're seeing, because the price points from everywhere around the world are very important. They are completely different from country to country, region to region. Guys, that is something we don't share enough of. The different price perspectives depending on where you are in the world. So if you get a chance, look some prices up, slam that stuff down in the comment section so all the other players can see what everyone is paying from around the world. Guys, I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for another great video. Thanks again for hanging out, and don't forget, bring a friend to Magic because this game is amazing. A big shout out and thank you to all the fantastic patrons I have on this channel, supporting me each and every day and allowing for daily uploaded content. Thanks again for being so supportive. My Patreon members, my YouTube membership members, you guys make it happen. Thanks for being there. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. And yes, the coffee is empty. Can you believe that? I could try. Pathetic, I know. I'm trying to get the last drop. Good to the last drop. Forget that coffee commercial, but it's interesting to see that even with Commander Masters, there is still, like, especially the Commander decks, they're selling really well. But when we're talking about the individual boxes, so many stores have so many. And the odd sale happens, some guy comes in and says, I'm just going to take a box of those. Some richer person doesn't even have to think about money, just wants to crack some and start a Commander deck. That does happen, it just doesn't happen often enough to justify those prices. It definitely takes the edge off a store when they sell a box, so I'll tell you that right now. Going forward, I really think Wizards probably has learned their lesson on the price points they can push for products based on the value players perceive to be inside each one. And as far as the reprints go, they've reprinted way too much. We know, like land tax and multiple sets, smothering tide, just too much. But I think that originally was by design to try to get more product out in different categories. And I think they'll pull back on that. But we're probably another year away from them doing that. They can't, the ship just doesn't turn that quick. But maybe they can if things are like on computer paper. Like, you know, it's all computer, it's a design. They haven't sent it to the printers yet. Maybe they can just exit some cards and flip them to something else. Or maybe they have some slush stuff they can throw in there to kind of fatten up a set a bit while taking some of the bigger cards out from like list cards and stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying they probably have opportunities still. I just don't know if they'll take it yet. It'd be curious to see. Either way, it's a conversation worth having later on. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out. Thanks for being here in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at the end. And yeah, Commander Masters. Great set, dumpster fire price. And I definitely feel like some nachos and cheese right now. Yeah, it's really, really late at night, but that's okay. It's okay.